आदरणीय संगीता जी, this is a moment of both pride and pain for me. Pride that I am associating myself with an occasion that has Arun Jaitley name. Pain, he went too early. We miss him. His impact was felt in every walk of life. His absence is being felt all the more. There are few people of his caliber if we go by historical perspective. As Chairman Rajya Sabha, I miss him every day. That's a great loss to the nation. Professor Yogesh Singh, Vice Chancellor Delhi University, a man of rich experience, sobriety and commitment. I am sure he will continue to do good work in the field of education. He has a long way ahead. Shri Sunil Kumar Gupta, Secretary Vice President, Shri Ajay Shri Ram, Chairman Governing Body, SRCC. The entire family has made contributions that make us proud. They have created institutions. They have created institutions with sublime commitment and with no commercial element being there. A sense of gratitude to him for serving the cause of education as also of culture and other areas. Professor Simrit Kaur, Principal, SRCC, honorable members of the faculty, alumni, dear students, and Shri Arun Jaitley and other family members. I came to know Shri Arun Jaitley ji 2 years after his marriage. So Sangeeta ji knew him more than I did. But our relationship was very different. He came to Rajasthan to defend Ramnath Goenka ji, and editor of Indian Express, the two people. I was president of the bar. I was in the bar council. And at that time stigmatized as a lawyer of repute in criminal jurisprudence. I still remember vividly, we interacted in the corridor outside the courtroom. Then walked a gentleman, Vimal Chaudhary, who was president of Delhi University, Rajasthan University. He said, "How much do you know Arun Jaitley ji?" I said, "Go ahead." I was president of the bar. He narrated in rapid fire the fiery president of Dusu from 74 onwards, landed in jail for 19 months, went on to become the youngest member of the executive, the highest body of Janata Party. A milestone achievement which few can match. Then started a different journey. Before I was elected to Parliament, I came to Delhi and went to your house, ma'am, in Narayana, and we spent a lot of time together. पूछा मेरे से, "जगदीप, चुनाव लड़ोगे?" I said, "I am allergic to politics," which was a fact for a student like me who was throughout a gold medalist. He said, "This is not proper. Why did you become High Court Bar President?" So that was slightly a turning point in my mental thought process about politics. I was elected to Parliament, 89. We came closer. Shri Arun Jaitley became Additional Solicitor General, a very distinguished person. And he was one Additional Solicitor General, while I was a minister, who handled most admirably the Bofors case in the country and outside. Life is very complex, friends. I came to be allotted a house as a minister, and the opposite house was occupied for some time by your father. So I had no difficulty in telling Arunji where we will meet. We spent there a lot of time. Then I know ma'am was kind enough to invite me and my wife, and that was the house allotted to Shri Arun Jaitley ji as Additional Solicitor General. We have a common friend, Pushp, a very dear friend of mine, a great admirer of Arunji, and a born critic, with objectivity being his hallmark. We continued our journey, but I did not leave Delhi, because those who come to Delhi once get settled here. So 89 onwards, notwithstanding the fact I was a member of the assembly for 5 years, I was here. But a remarkable journey of Arun Jaitley ji started with his getting into Rajya Sabha. And he was in Rajya Sabha right from the beginning of this millennium till he departed for his heavenly abode. If you look at Indian political spectrum, you will not find another Arun Jaitley. He has had number of ministerial assignments. Many have had it. Minister of Defense, Finance, Corporate Affairs, Law, Information and Broadcasting, any number of them. He never had trouble with the bureaucracy. He helped bureaucracy unleash its total power so that public interest service can be fully exploited. And he succeeded in that remarkably. But friends, what you need to know about him is, and there is no parallel in Indian history to that accomplishment. For full 5 years, he was leader of the opposition in Rajya Sabha. I interact with members who were with him then. His critics politically, he did not have a personal critic. One of his greatest failure was he could never make a single enemy. Never. The height of his virtuosity was he always respected the other point of view. I can certify it. I was governor state of West Bengal for 3 years. I had a tough chief minister to face. But she was all admiration for Arun Jaitley ji. All admiration. That is the kind of reputation he had earned. While leader of the opposition, he yielded space to the government. The government was always assured that with such a rational mind, your point of view will be appreciated. Something we miss today, 100%, to the detriment of our political governance. Then Arun Jaitley ji became leader of the house. It's a rare distinction. He became leader of the house, and his peers then in the house tell me nothing changed for him except his seat. One thing which changed slightly was His humility, which was all-time high earlier, he added to that. He was absolutely composed while reflecting on judiciary with utmost respect. But the discourse which he set afloat is memorable. It's a guiding principle to us. Shri Jagdeep ji happened to be the brightest star of the central hall, of the political theatre of parliament, democracy. Shri Jagdeep ji was known to achieve things without making noise. In the entire history of this country so far, ladies and gentlemen, and my young friends, we have had two glorious occasions for Central Hall. One, when India got independence, tryst with destiny. Second, when GST was rolled out. He was spinally the architect of GST. And I can tell you, those who know it, it was the toughest task. No one could ever believe this was attainable. He attained it and created a mechanism that decisions will be taken only with unanimity. And during his time, there was not a single dissent. The man Arun Jaitley created institutions and mentored many people who got highest positions, both as law officers, as parliamentarians, as ministers, and I happen to be one of them. Before I took up the assignment on 20th July 2019, his health was failing. I made it a point to seek his blessings. He said, Jagdeep, कुछ समय इंतजार करो. It was difficult for me to accede to his request, but there was no option. I suddenly, it was around 11:30 while I was in Raj Bhavan, Kolkata, a friend told me that our friend is critical. I took the first available flight along with my wife and landed in Delhi and went to AIIMS. Former Chief Justice of India, Mr. Thakur, was also there. That was a difficult moment for Sister Sangeeta and the family. I was holding a constitutional position, and that does make difference to the people around. So Mr. Thakur presumed that the family perhaps does not know me. So he said, Doliji, Jagdeep Dhankhar. In that difficult time, what she indicated in 4 minutes, I can never forget how our journey started. In this scenario, there can be no more befitting tribute by this college in particular, that one of your alumni who stood out all throughout, a debate competition has been named after him. I am indeed privileged and honored, and will ever cherish this moment with pride and pain. that I am associated with it. And I am sure those who participate in the debate have a lot to learn from Arunji. There was an occasion when Arunji was leader of the house, that is part of the ruling party. He was leader of the house and the finance minister. There came a moment when a member of parliament reflected that when I was a minister, my secretary, Arunji got up. That when we serve the nation in various positions, so many people confide in us. We must never reveal it. We must take that input only to our maker. In the process, he exemplified the sublimity, the depth, the virtuosity of human nature. There never ever was that though I was lucky to be designated senior within 11 years of my practice, and I have always had my way in provoking the other side, but you have made me fail, he would only say a smile. While I was not a member of parliament here, madam, and I used to come to Delhi very occasionally as a lawyer, he would say, let's have lunch. His favorite place was Oberoi. And we would have buffet because the court time doesn't allow you a different mechanism of feasting. He was associated with sports, cricket. I am so glad his son, both in the field of law and sports, is getting into his shoes. One thing which I missed, and unfortunately that could not fructify, that other than Sister Sangeeta ji, other members of the family could not come to know us personally. So while once he was arguing in a court of Justice Sistani, I think, I made it a point to sit next to him and to indicate that our proximity was much beyond what was known to him. It will ever be a matter of greatest accomplishment for me to be at the command of this family any time, in any position whatsoever. I am greatly and hugely indebted to Shri Arun Jaitley ji. I am betraying myself for the first time. I was never keen to be governor, but I was always very keen to be a member of Rajya Sabha. And ma'am, you realize the timing of it. I called Arunji, I am very keen. उन्होंने कहा जगदीप बहुत देर करती, इतनी देर से कहा है. मैंने कहा जब दिमाग में आया तब कह दिया. थोड़ा मन ये भी कहा कि जाट के दिमाग में देरी से आता है. Then there was a bereavement in the family. Parliamentary board had met. He could not be there in the parliamentary board. He had gone there. He called me at midnight. Destiny, you never know, shapes where we go. I couldn't be part of the decision-making body because of this incident. So cruel hand of destiny has snatched one of the brightest sons of Bharat at that young age when the best for him was yet to come. And it is that destiny which has brought me in the position of chairman Rajya Sabha while I thought of being a member. I would therefore urge the family in particular and make impassioned appeal. Ma'am, he would always live with us. He will always be in our thoughts. He has created that kind of a goodwill which can never perish. Those who are in command today know his worth. Some of the challenges the country is facing today would have been closer to resolution with this great son of soil being around. So, ladies and gentlemen, on this occasion I would not like to say more, except that while Arunji excelled in every walk of life, his forte was debate. And in the debate, he had always shown restraint, patience. He never believed in aggression. He believed in persuasion. He always believed that you understand the other point of view, give due weightage to the other point of view, and then deal with the other point of view. I am sure this great institution is starting this at a time when Delhi University is celebrating its centenary. This is the inaugural debate. I am sure everyone will carry such kind of image about it, that over the years this debating competition does full justice to the reputation, to the stature, and to the beliefs of late Shri Arun Jaitley. I am thankful to the organizers, to Sangeeta ji, to have thought of me at this occasion. I would not mince words. It's a matter both of pride and pain for me. Thank you so much.